thankfully not, as we are diving into our next game, as we're diving into Creator versus Solar. We are mid-series, by the way. I believe game 1 has already concluded, but I'll be honest, I'm uncertain as to the scoreline. I'm uncertain as to whether we're 1-0 in either direction or if we're tied up 1-1.
Okay. So all we know is that this is either game 2 or game 3. So I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
Live VIP is going to be in the DMs of everyone trying to find out what's going on. In the meantime, spawning up here in the top left, it is our Blue Pros player, Creator. And in the bottom right, Live VIP, I'm taking this one.
Okay.
It's Solar. He's doing something weird. It's a 14 hatch. I don't know what's going on. I guess he wants to get there before the probe, which he did.
Oh.
We do find out the score. Solar 1-0. Solar from Team Vitality. Very, very interesting. So 14 hatch, I guess Solar just really didn't want to get his hatchery blocked. I was excited. I thought there was some memes coming out, but it looks like it's just going to be a regular game.
Yeah. So this is an opener that did actually rise to the Korean scene a couple of months ago, or basically when the 15-15 was all the craze. There were some players, Dark and Shin specifically, that were experimenting with 14 hatcheries instead. You know, just kind of a different outlook or a different way or different kind of variation of 15-15, just going for your natural on location without being disrupted and basically without canceling your gas.
Right. Yeah. So it seems like it's kind of got more in common with a regular 16 hatch or 17 hatch kind of build with the kind of the gas pool timing, and it's just kind of a worse version where you're going to have fewer lava. Of course, when you float 3 lava like that, that does hurt. When you max out on 3 lava, your hatchery is no longer producing anymore. So it is going to be, obviously, there's the mining time from not having those drones, and then also possibly a bit of lava less than what you would normally expect.
Yeah.
But you do get the hatchery on location. So I guess Creator's kind of demonstrated that he is a filthy hatch blocker. And so Solar said, nope, I want none of that. Give me my hatchery on location, and I'm willing to take the economic hit.
Yeah, and I think the other plus side is I think you get faster link speed compared to 15-15 as your gas is thrown down. It's a hatchery, then gas, then spawning pool still. Yeah, I think with that, Solar can also be a little bit more aggressive as well than he would have with the other 15-15 opener. So there's a bit of a give and take. Like when it comes to like how efficient it is, I don't know the math, to be honest. I'm not too sure like which technically is a little bit more economic than the other. Yeah, I'm uncertain.
Well, so I mean, 15-15 is definitely more economic than this build, but really the point of this is that you still want to play like a 16 hatch style build, but you want the hatchery on location. So he's just kind of playing a worse 16 hatch, whereas the 15-15 is kind of a different idea. You're probably going to have a later ling speed, a slower third, maybe more queens. So, but you do get a lot of drones out with that build. So, really, it's kind of Solar saying, look, I don't want to deal with kind of you having adepts running all the way over. I just give you my hatch at my natural, and then I'm happy to play. Yes, I'll have a slightly worse economy than usual, but it's a sacrifice I'm more than willing to make by not having the hatchery on the location.
And you know what? He's a Zerg player. He's used to sacrifice, right? I mean, he's playing for. He was already behind anyway. Like, I mean, so you know what? Why not just go for a later hatchery? You know, he'll just try to punch up and bounce back up as he usually does. As we do see Lings getting across the map, we do contain and delay the third base a little bit here from Creator. Likewise, though, Creator does commit across the map. He's going to be trading with the Lings. He's going to try and get some damage done here, but the Queens will zone this back.
Nice little pressure, but like Solar defending very well, and that Oracle has taken so much damage. It's going to be put on the bench for a little while here. It's going to need to regen quite a lot of shields before it can even think about coming back. And Solar looking good so far. The Nexus does come down there. This Nexus, not really the fastest Nexus of all time. Oh my god, why, there's a recall on something.
Yeah, the Adepts, they were caught out, but they do get saved. Both of them do get recalled in the end there. Solar trying to catch them, pivoting around, towards that third base, but it looks like we have plenty to defend. Creator, he will hold on, and he will even shut down this Overlord as Solar goes to the Stalker. Ooh.
Okay, both the Stalker, the Overlord, and a few Zerglings going down. Again, a relatively fast Evo Chamber, so is it going to be melee again? Here, again, this is the move out, right? This is so common in the meta at the moment. The 5 adepts, okay, in this case 6 adepts. This general number, and he's not really planning to get that much done. He's just saying, let me go deny some creep. I'm going to force you to make some Zerglings at a time where you don't really want to be making them. Try and pick off some drones here and there, and really it's just kind of get a bit of map control. It's almost like, you know, some Hellions in TvZ, you know, just let me pick off some creep, get some damage done, and those adepts are going to come back home. Again, it's the same setup, +1 blink.
Yeah. We're headed kind of in a similar direction. I mean, we've casted quite a lot of PvZs today already, and we're going in a similar direction from Creator, I should say. But Solar, he does throw down a Roach Warren, and we'll see if he does, like the other Zerg players, embrace, you know, the Ling Hydra into Lurker style, or if he has something else in store for us, as he's going across the map with a lot of Lings.
Yeah, just taking the chance to try and get some map control. He is seeing the Stalkers warp in, and that really tells you just about everything. These extra gases going down indicates to me that, again, we're going to be seeing the Storm transition, most probably. Really, when you see those gases go down before the 4th, that's a big tell that it's not going to be kind of a more gateway-heavy play style. He's really just using this as a building block or sort of a stepping stone to get into the higher tech units. So Creator, I mean, he's looking solid so far, and I do think there's the infestation bit going down. I think we're really going to see, we're seeing PvZ as it is today, and it's actually quite nice to see kind of how everyone's approaching it, like the small different variances on very standard kind of matchups so far.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to see where we go. There it is! I was about to say the Creator usually plays a Robo-heavy style, not Storm, and we have the second Robo. We have the Bay on the way for the eventual Colossus production. This is something that we haven't seen from our Protoss players yet today, but it is another path you can take in this matchup.
Exactly right. Yep, so he's going to go into double Robo with the Robotics Bay, and it will be for Colossus most probably, although he does have the option to go into Disruptors if he needs. And the challenge here for these kind of positions is, okay, does Zerg go into Vipers, or do they still go for the Lurker plan? Oh, as I say that though, it's actually a Bane Nest going down for Solar, which I'm not sure if he saw something to kind of
he saw both Robos. He saw both Robos. He saw the Bay as well. And it is interesting, as you're mentioning, because even though we're working towards Hive, there's no Hydrogen. There's no Hydrogen here. We're not working towards Lurkers. It is going to be Ling, Bane, Roach, Ravager.
And he's going to go into Vipers most probably and just play with that. So this is kind of interesting because you'd think the Ling Bane is not really what you want against kind of, well in this case, Disruptors. Well, actually, Disruptors, you'd think it would be nice. So I guess Solar seems to be kind of making all the right moves, and this trade is going pretty well for him so far.
Yeah, he catches a good chunk of adepts. We are going to be able to hold on to the 4th base at least, but a good trade there from Solar, as you mentioned, only bleeding out Lings. Meanwhile, we have a Phoenix on the way. We're amassing Phoenixes here in the main base. Interesting, still only off of 1 Stargate. That is a way to help deal with something like would-be Vipers if Solar does commit to them. But for now, Solar is just focusing on map control, and we're going for the Ultra Cavern.
Creator is so cool. I'm making Phoenix right now.
Yeah?
That's so cool. Okay. So I was wondering what Soul's going to do. He was so rich. And Ultras is interesting. He will have some, but I mean, again, he's playing against a player who's going double Robo, nice micro. And, oh, slow bathes.
Yeah, unfortunately they are a little bit slow. They do try to chase down the probes. They get 4 probes, but not much else as they do get shut down. So good defense there by Creator. Unfortunately, Baneling speed still not just halfway done. Vipers are on the way, as you mentioned, and I believe you wanted to say something about Ultras. Again, it is more of an unusual kind of transition here. We have seen Ultras against Protoss in the past, but yeah, it's not something you see too often.
Just look, the concern is that the double Robo is already in place, so he's going to be chroning out Immortals as soon as he identifies this. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's perfectly fine. He's got good upgrades on his on the Ultras. Like he's got +3 melee on the way. I think he has +1 carapace as well. 6 Ultras is a lot, and it's really fast into the game. So it's not like Protoss has built up 8 Immortals or something. He's got 1 out now and a second one on the way. That's not going to be enough. With a Viper as well, okay, those Lings are just going to try and walk their way out of there. And Protoss may choose to attack here, which I don't think is going to be the right move, but the Phoenixes, they're going to see everything.
Yeah, they see everything. They shut down the Overseer. They see all the Ultras as well. Immortals are now on the way. It may even be worth throwing down a 3rd Robo to get into triple Immortal production as well. And Creator is taking more defensive stance. We do have more side defense on the way. Stasis traps as well. He's getting ready for the push.
Okay, this is the big push here that Solar is looking for. Microing away from the Disruptors. Nice little move. I think he's going to go again after that reset. Oh, he has set up. Hole in the wall theory. Solar getting through. He's into the main base, and Creator, the Stalkers, okay, they are able to get away. I think the Disruptors will be back available. There's no Immortals over here.
Yeah, the wall was not a wall. Not many Immortals, only 1 Immortal, by the way. Link Bane is being cleaned up. The Ultras being forced back. There's not much support for the Ultras. They're trying to dive on those Colossi. There are 3 of them. There's no Prism here to micro back.
Yeah, where is the Zerg army? I mean, there's a lot in production, but it just really feels like there's nothing here for Zerg.
Again, maybe just sending too many Lings here towards left-hand side. I mean, we also lost a lot of Ling Bane in the initial skirmish as well, and Solar was just not ready for that at all. The Ultras being forced back. We have 5 more Ultras on the way. We're just doubling down on Mass Ultra.
I mean, he has to now. He's committed to it, but I don't think he has a Viper anymore, and oh, this is really scary. Okay, good micro, or perhaps bad micro from Creator, and the Ultra Ling is getting on the Immortals, and those Immortals are just getting cleaved right now. And with these rallies, Solar is going to clean this up, and look at the supply. 100 supply for Creator.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. With these reinforcing Ultras, we clean up the army. Creator bleeding out far too much here, did overextend. And with that, he's down to only a handful of units remaining. The Pieces, they do nothing against the Ultras. GG gets called, and Solar takes game number 2, taking the series 2-0.
Solar may have won this series 2-0, but Creator made like 4 Phoenix at like 10 minutes into the game. So in terms of who was the moral victor, who won in the hearts of the people, I think we all know that it's not Solar. So,
GG. Yeah, I mean, Creator, it was. I do appreciate how he did play that out. Again, very different to how some of the other Protoss players approached this, but so did Solar as well. Like, this was a much more quirkier game here. It was a lot more unpredictable as well. So yeah, it was a nice way to kind of shake up the more standard games we've been getting so far.
Yeah, exactly right. And Brendan Raymer in the chat is saying, think he was scared of Muta, and that is an explanation that's far too rational and logical for me to accept. I think he just wanted style points. So, yeah, probably you're right. Solar was banking a lot there and only had Roachling. So, Muta transition, definitely one of the possible options.
You were alluding to like how Solar, he had a lot of resources banked up, and Creator, he wasn't aware of the tech, whether it was a Hydrogen into Lurkers or a Spire or an Ultra Cavern. So yeah, that would make sense. But
well, I guess he would have seen it with the Oracles, if you understand what I mean. Like he probably would have caught a Lurker or a Hydra transition. So not seeing a lot there. It could have been very well been Muta, especially with a Robo build. You don't really want to be fighting a Spire player. So it makes sense, and really Creator looked like he had a great situation there, countered and just kind of countered to his death. Yeah, you sort of think like all he had to do was chill, build some more Immortals, let Solar try again, and just kind of continue to let Solar keep trying to win with Ultras, continue to build up your Immortal count. Eventually you're going to have like 8 Immortals, 6 Archons, and all of a sudden it looks impossible for Zerg to do anything with the Ultralisk army, and that's when you could really go and A-move him. But I can't really blame him for trying to counterattack there, and really Zerg just kind of imba in this matchup.
Couldn't have put it better myself, NX said. Clearly Zerg imba, and with that, now I'm not much more concerned for Stats, because we have our next series. Again, we're just kind of following this portion of the bracket. Stats has been patiently waiting for the winner of this series, and it is going to be Solar versus Stats in the quarterfinals.